Yeah, you better come on, because I don't know no jokes. I'm not Leon Rogers, and he might be in here. Big shout for Leon Rogers. I don't tell no jokes. I just want to say thanks for coming out. 25 years of house music.
Shut.
Oh! You got a microphone or now shit?
Chicago!
Oh, shit! Oh, my God. Now, Farley, see, the light-skinned brothers is trying to come back. I'm a light-skinned motherfucker. That's why I got on all white. And see, Farley, you can't even see him right now, can you? It's just black back there. Look at them pretty-ass teeth, though. I used to say I got the pearly whites. You ready to play some records? Go play some records for the people? You can still scratch? Huh? 1, 2, everybody in the building. Do you know who Farley Jackmaster Funk is? It's my mentor. It's who I copied all over the years. I appreciate them for having me here because I'm the youngest cat on the ticket. I appreciate y'all. Farley, you ready to spit some records for the people? Everybody give it up! Farley Jackmaster Funk!
Chicago, are you ready for the king of house music?
We're here with the man, Farley Jackmaster Funk.
Who's that?
What we trying to
Billy
do
who?
here? What we trying to do here?
Let's go back.
We want to tell people. We want to get people to know the real Farley. Like, how did you even get in this? Everybody knows what you done. That's what they always asking you. What have you done? No, it's not about that. We want to know about Farley as a youngster coming up and how you ended up getting into music.
I know you're not gonna play that song.
Yep, we gonna play that song.
Well,
A real quick version though, because I know you got to go.
I guess it was Defiance. You know, my calling, but Defiance, just like you. You know, I mean, our parents didn't necessarily want us to do what we did, but you know, it was a gift that had to come out, and you know, only God could have you know, pushed us in a direction for us to do what we did. You know, and you know, we've been blessed ever since. So we just got to keep that thing going. It's 25-year anniversary tonight. Pushed and shoved, took it by force. Wasn't willing to let nobody tell me I could. I just said I'm taking it, you know.
I mean, did you carry records? What did you have to do to get in the door?
I used to carry Jesse Saunders records to all the parties Jesse went to. But I got into it from passing out flyers first. I was a flyer boy.
Oh, okay.
I was a senior in high school, and I wasn't going to class. And I just started passing out flyers, and I had a love for music. And I saw Jesse DJ and Sam Chapman and them, and all of them wasn't mixing, you know. And I was already, you know, DJing in basement parties, but I wasn't, you know, DJing at no clubs or nothing. So I lied so much at that time because I said I could DJ. And when I got my chance, they threw me off the turntables after I did like the first mix. I just lied and lied and lied, and you know, my boy gave me a shot out, McCormick, and when he gave me a shot, I got a taste of being up on stage when everybody dancing, but by the time I tried to do the first blend, everybody left and went upstairs. So
Horses was coming, huh?
Yeah. So he called for Jesse to come in, and Jesse took over and got the people to come back in. This was at the Hummingbird. Got the people to come back in and got the people dancing
Make you
again.
just want to give up or nothing?
Ain't no way I was going to give up, man, because, you know.
Because you got a taste of it already.
Well, I had a taste of that, but it was something. I'm a Christian man now, but I can go back and tell you the story of Farley before he got saved, okay? Now, I got into this business because I seen Jesse DJ and a guy named Derek Norfleet, and of course my mentor Kenny Jason, hearing him on the radio.
Yep.
Now, I got into it for a different reason. It wasn't for the love of music. It was for the booty. I had to get next to them girls. I just tell you, you know, that's why I'm a Christian man now. I needed Jesus to save me. But I had to find a way because I couldn't pull a girl with a tow truck. So I had to be a DJ because I saw how the girls were looking at the DJs, and you know, some of the most ugliest people I've ever seen before had the prettiest girls with them, all because they could play a record. So I said, well, you know, I think this is the business I need to be in. And before I could lose some weight, I had about 5 or 6 women. So, you know, I didn't see the urgency really to lose no weight after, you know. So I just knew for me, I had to play records. And then once I got into playing records, I loved it so much. till they paralleled the women and the music. It was maybe 4 or 5 scenes in Chicago by Chicago being so segregated. I didn't come from the yuppie side of town.
Yeah.
I come from the thug side of town, which I wasn't a thug, but I come from that side. And then Jesse and them come from the yuppie side.
Yeah.
So him and Wayne and them were playing at like the places where Kenwood and all them places, and I came from Calumet High School. So what happened was when Syas started happening and the mansion on 47th Street, 47 one or 43rd?
I think it's 47.
47? Yeah, so then at that point, we all merged. And when we merged, that's when I started, like, my Southside roots started coming out when I started gangstering the tables from Jesse and stuff, you know, of that nature, you know, because like I said, I took it by force. I didn't allow people to say that I couldn't. I used to show up to parties with my records that I wasn't even on the flyer for and tell somebody move out the way and DJ at the party. And still get paid too, even though I wasn't supposed to get paid. You gonna pay me, give me some money. I mean, I really took it by force. They didn't like it, but by the time I got in, the people were screaming my name so much that the promoter started hiring me and actually got rid of some of the other DJs.
Going to the next level, the London thing.
Well, that's kind of crazy. That's real crazy because to be known for the record Love Can't Turn Around, which me and you best friends back in the day, and then what happened when we stopped being best friends, because I think what really happened, what transpired was it was a bit of jealousy on my part from Keith Nunley and you guys and y'all doing y'all thing.
Yeah, we needed to be together because we were a group.
Right.
So then that infringed on our friendship.
Right.
We need to be together all the time. And then he was a better roommate for me because of what we were doing.
Exactly.
But it had nothing to do with the friendship, really.
No, it had nothing to do with the friendship. And then, but see, it was, you know, going back to the old days, you know, this is a story nobody knows but me and him. And we finally airing it because nobody knows about it. And the thing is that it was one of the things that for me putting you on, I just, you know, it just drove me crazy because, you know, we used to work together and do everything. And then when Keith came along, Keith was like almost like an adversary because he didn't want me and you to ever talk because he saw his situation coming in and he was getting ready to do something with you. So he had to break that situation up. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it happened. That's history. So what happened at the end of that was I stole your bass line. The idea you had for I Can't Turn Around.
Like arrangement of that.
Right. Yeah. And then I got Daryl Pandy, the rest history, we put vocals on it, and then the record blew up overseas. And then shortly after that, to show you how good God is, in spite of what I did, you had the first #1 record ever in the history of house music on the British charts with Jack Your Body. So it's a lot of things that transpired that you know the public need to know about. And this is part of being a Christian man, because I can tell the truth. It don't bother me. Most people can't tell you the truth, but it don't bother me because the Bible said that the truth will set you free.
Right.
In a lot of ways, a lot of us had a lot of good gifts. The man's a genius, you know what I mean? And he got his credit, and, you know, God bless him because he done so much more in the end after that was over with that, you know, it'd take a whole book to write about, you know, all the stuff Steve has done. But a lot of people don't know it because they need this situation just like right now interviewing me and other people, because he's not good at tooting his own horn, which he shouldn't be, and somebody should be able to toot it for him. But yeah, it's been a blessing to even know the guy. You know, he come from a lot of adversity where his dad didn't want him to do music. He had to push out, move out on his own, and go against what the family wanted him to do. And then once, you know, God blessed him and brought his gift to fruition, his family then saw the light while you was the #1 mixer in the world, and, you know, just numerous, working with Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, you name it. You didn't work with everybody. I mean, it's just really a credit to your gift that God gave you, you know. And like I said, he needs somebody else to toot his own horn because he don't do it too well. But and Steve Silk Hurley definitely needs to be down in a museum with his face up in there. But I don't know, for whatever reason it's not, but it should be, because the man has done so much under the scenes that don't nobody know nothing about. And I really do believe because of Steve, Chicago is known on another level that it would have never been known about, because we had to battle New York with David Morales. Frankie went to New York and started doing a lot of his production there. Frankie's great too. But really who put it down for Chicago that the world knows it worldwide from is because after 1986 and after the Summer of Love of 1988, after a lot of our stuff went down, Steve grabbed the gauntlet and ran with it, and he took it to heights that the world has never seen, you know. I mean, CeCe Peniston, commercial songs that made it to #1. It's just ridiculous, all the stuff Steve has done. So, but I think really it needs to be documented. So when you get through with me, why don't you just write a big old list and let it just go through the credits so the world can see, you know, your accomplishments, because you have done really so much for the city of Chicago and house music that the world has no idea that Steve Silk Hurley has done. So when they see your name synonymous with so many things, they really don't even understand your history or Chicago's history and the things you've done here. You know, Frankie got a street named after him, and Frankie's done a lot of great things, and I love Frankie, but I guess you should get like a mile named after you because you've done so much. And it's like, it's never really been documented, you know, the things that you've done. And I think that you really need to